What's up, everybody? It's Pipala, host of the Pipala Show. 3 things. First, I'm going to need you to subscribe to this video ASAP. Second, if you could give the video a like and other videos a like, I'd really appreciate that. And third, if you want to leave a comment, anything, a good comment, a nasty comment, whatever you really like, doesn't matter, helps the algorithm. Definitely go do that.
And we deal heavily with life insurance. But, and then through that, started young being a DJ. So that's kind of how a lot of people got to know who Maeson Green was, because I was the one at the parties and the clubs and DJing all through that. So got into radio, and now I'm using, the Maze Phase brand through radio to kind of promote my other businesses, as I've grown up. So that's really where we're at right now, Luke.
Yeah, you seem like you're definitely a self-made guy for sure. You mentioned the shoe store first. Like, how did that all start?
Right. So it started when I was young, 8th grade, 2000 something, man. And what happened was I was restoring sneakers at lunch because I wanted money for extras. And, when you went to extras, you remember you had to pay some extra money if you wanted the Twix or what do you call those things? The ho-hos. You remember the ho-hos? Yeah, those used to be my thing, but you had to have extra money. My dad was a crazy worker. My mom was a crazy worker before she got sick, but he only gave me enough money for extras. Or not for extras, but for regular lunch.
Right.
Follow me. So I was a big dude, football, all that stuff. So I had to find a way to make some money for extras. And how that was just restoring kicks off the people on my football team. Made that happen. Paid me $5 to $10, but $5 goes a long way in middle school. Did that for years. Started reselling kicks with all that money. Never really spent $1 of my restoration money, besides on extras. Started reselling kicks. Took it to a new level. COVID hit. Had to figure out what to do, and I felt like the best thing to do was to open up a store because everybody was moving out, so I could move in. The market was great, and I was blessed to do 2 years, and now we might be relocating somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that. So how do you get into that process of like buying a brick and mortar location? Obviously, this is the first time you'd ever done that.
Oh yeah. Fresh out, or not fresh out, fresh in college. I was actually a freshman in college when I got the keys to my store. So I was juggling, college work and then obviously store work. But the process was pretty simple. I had already established an LLC back in 2019 for my business, MBG Restoring LLC, which now all my other business ventures will fall under that umbrella. But from there, I found a location and, talked to the landlord, seeing how kind of rent and stuff was. And I could afford it, bro. And I took the leap. And it was very simple, dude. I thought it was going to be like lots of paperwork. I'm going to have to get approved or this and that. Like, nah, dude, we're in Youngstown. You know what I mean? So, like, if you got the money on Friday,
it's easy to come by.
Let's go. You know what I mean? And as long as your bills are paid, the lights will stay on. It'll be air conditioned for the people, and you'll be able to rock. So it was pretty simple. You just had to do it.
Yeah. When you got that location, was there like a time frame that they had you locked in?
So with the lease, I was super blessed. The way that it went at that specific plaza was it was a 1-year lease, and then after that you would be there month to month. Okay, so there was doctors there for 20 years, 15 years. It's a solid plaza. So after that 1 year, just taking it month to month.
Yeah.
And at any point in time, you could pull the plug, and that's why I really like that deal, because I'm somebody that at the end of the day I don't really like to be held down.
Neither do I.
Because it's when it's time to move and shake. So I shout out to the landlord for that, but also we were able to negotiate a good deal.
Definitely. You mentioned before you had an LLC where like everything was under. How'd you have like the foresight to really do that, and like what do you intend on? I guess my question is, what are the benefits of that? Because I see all over social media, people say get an LLC, put everything under that, a C Corp. But what's that all mean, and what's that geared toward?
Right. So I really learned that, in high school. I was in a club called Future Business Leaders of America. And that really is the club that I owe a lot of my success to, because at the end of the day, that put me in the doors of, Jim Tressel, to put me in the doors at Youngstown State, to get a degree, scholarships and all that stuff. So, LLC, I learned in Future Business Leaders of America. It was an after school club or before school club that, we would learn the business ethics and everything like that. and going to different field trips. I feel like I learned a lot in Future Business Leaders of America, and I learned what an LLC was. I learned what an S corp was. I was like getting money since the lemonade stand, like always trying to do it. So once I found out that the opportunity was available to separate yourself from your entity to keep yourself safe, I'm like, yeah, we got to do that ASAP.
Yeah.
Because the bigger we grow, the bigger liabilities we're gonna have, and I don't need that stuff falling on Maeson Green. We can put it on the business.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. When you often see like certain business owners, CEOs, whatever, they don't pay a lot of taxes because of like the loopholes and stuff involved with an LLC. How would you explain like how that happens? Because I don't really have a lot of knowledge of it, even though I am a business owner. It's a small business,
right?
But like, how, for the people that have no clue, how does that all work?
Right. So, I really don't like to pretend I know stuff that I don't. Shout out the accounting team, man.
Honestly.
Like at the end of the day, that was something like I'd never been good at, was like the finances and the taxes and all that stuff. So, one thing I always knew is like, dude, if you can do one thing, focus on doing that. So we had to specifically raise enough money to be able to go and find an accounting team to be able to organize all that. And shout out to them, because they make sure every time I'm buying something, they're on me. They want to know where the receipt was. Anytime I'm driving somewhere, I've relocated to, different locations and stuff like that. Dude, they want to know how far I'm driving, what the gas mileage is. So as far as how they use the loopholes, I don't know how they do that. But what I do know is that you got to be on your P's and Q's with your information. Because if you have the information, you give it to the professional going to loop it.
Yeah, track everything as far as like receipts, miles,
gas.
Yeah.
But how they do it, I don't know. That's why they get paid. You know what I mean? Like that's why they get paid the money that they do.
You're right. The tax system in our country it's very complicated.
Isn't it, man? It is very complicated. But like, there's people that have to do that, and like I remember tax season being out at the end of actually being, and I was out at dinner or something, and all the accountants, you could tell when people are at accountants because they dress nice, they got the checkered dress shirts. Like accountants, they keep checkered dress shirts still in style, and they would go out and they were drinking, they were stressed out, and talk about this client, that client. So I mean, dude, it's a stressful thing, and that's why like they go to school for that. And Definitely. You have to have a degree, but not only do you have to have a degree, I believe you have to do further education. To even become an accountant. I mean, in school, I love school, but it was never like, but I always did well. Always did well.
You mentioned when we started, you're in the life insurance game hard. How did you get into that? Because I see all your promotional stuff all over social media, and it's pretty good content.
You like it?
I do, yes.
All caps, Pete, you the man, baby. You the man, baby. I love that. Pete, say that again. Look at the camera.
Me? Okay, yeah.
Oh, what's the stop set?
It's all good. No, you want me to look? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said the content look what?
Perfect. Did I say perfect?
Man, shout out Pete. All caps media. You're the man for real. Making this stuff happen. But seriously, life insurance. It's so funny, man. I didn't wake up, hey, I want to sell life insurance. I wasn't in school like, I want to grow up and sell life insurance. Like, when I was younger, I wanted to be the president of the United States.
You still could be.
No, I don't even want that smoke.
You don't want that job?
I don't even want that. No, that's a terrible job, because it's like, what I've learned is, even like being young, the more you do, the more people hate. But I feel like being a president is a different kind of hate. Like, you got people like really trying to kill you.
Half the country hates you now.
Automatically.
It's terrible.
Automatically. But when it comes to life insurance, man, I got into it and I found it through my mentor. So Jim Tressel, long story short, he's the one that got me into Youngstown State. I met him at a Future Business Leaders of America event where I spoke, and he was very impressed with my words. We clicked instantly. Still to this day, that's my guy. Congratulations on retirement coming soon. But he put me on to somebody that he mentors, because Jim Tressel, all his crazy
connections,
but not even connections, accomplishments.
Oh, definitely.
Like Jim Tressel is the man, and it's like there's other people that have had crazy accomplishments that go to Jim Tressel for mentorship because of his accomplishment. Like, he's done things that just ain't been done, and he's the type of guy that like you ain't just gonna meet. you know, like people like Jim Tressel. So he was mentoring, you know, a gentleman, and that gentleman then became my mentor as well, Simon Arias, and man's from Youngstown. And that was something I really liked off rip when President Tress introduced me to him. He, you know, he was a dude that pulled up. I think he had the Range Rover outside. You know, it looked. I was like, oh, and I pulled up in the Saturn Ion, and you know, President Tress didn't have his car out. He had the golf cart. You know, he'd be mobile. He'd be mobile. But I saw the Range. I said, okay. So I got out the car and went in, and you know, sat and met this guy, and I was just blown away just from how much he wanted to be interested in what I was doing without even knowing me. Like him and President Tress, I saw on the desk papers of my website that I had constructed. Like they were talking about me before I even came.
Really?
And it was just so dope how he just wanted to help me. He didn't even know me. Want to help me. Like told his assistant, oh, you're in the shoe. Hey, Katie, send Mason shoe dog. What's your address? Boom. Shoe dog was at my house in 2 days. Like stuff like that. And I didn't. And so I was blown away. And from there, we had a connection through my college experience. Okay. And as I'm graduating, and I graduated early, I lost my mom during COVID.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. And I was in a situation where school was virtual. I was on scholarship, but I wasn't going to be able to finish the next 2 years mentally. So I took the associate's route and I crushed it, man. Got that degree, you know, made mama proud at the end of the day. But when I got that degree, obviously me and President Tressel are still in talking and connection. And he told me, like, you need to look into Simon and see what he's doing. And at this time, I already have a store. Store's doing good. We hit 100K the first year. Like, wow. God was really good for us. But I tapped in with Simon. And he just told me, hey, just come out. Come see what we do. Get there, bunch of young guys making money. They're on the phones, calling people, like acting all professional and stuff. Like I was laughing. I'm like, wait, what is this? Like young ladies doing the same thing. You know, hey, da. I'm like, okay, what is going on in here? So then, you know, to take me on a tour, and it's like a locker room, but for business. I felt like I was in that joint. And then from there, I sat through the agency meeting. And they're going over like ALP, right? And ALP is annualized life premium. And the person that gave me a tour, they're going over the ALP was like 15,000 ALP, 12,000 ALP, 10,000 ALP. So I'd already heard of like Forex and shit. Yeah. Excuse my language, Forex and stuff. Yeah. And I'm thinking like ALP, that's probably like a code for something. And dude taps me. He says, yeah. So whatever the ALP is, they made half of that in 1 week.
No way.
I said, I'm like, bro, no. I'm like, no. I'm like, wait, so 12,000 ALP, that means they made $6,000.
That's so crazy.
I'm like, no, that's not. And then they went from the ALP to the income report. So the income report is net, what we're actually taking home. So they said, this is the top 20 on the income report, right? The 20th person made $4,500.
Really?
The top person that week made $33,000.
No way. A week?
In that week.
Holy crap.
In that week. And from that point on, look, dude, I'm a hustler, baby. Bro, I didn't care if they were selling Coney dogs. I ain't care if they were like, dude, I just didn't care. Whatever y'all are doing, I need to do.
What's the formula?
Because at the end of the day, I've always been the person to bust my ass.
Exactly.
And, you know, you ever walk in a room, like you look like you work out, you go in the gym. Dude, it's like, I don't care who you are in the gym. When I'm in there and I got my headphones on, dude, I will knock you out. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm eyeing up everybody. You know how you eye people up. So I'm like, wait. They a hustler, but they ain't a hustler, baby. Like it's a difference. Like they not, you know what I mean? And so there it is enough. Some of them that I thought were, and some of them that I thought weren't. But either way, from that point on, I tried to make myself as free as possible to get into this business. Found out it had to be life insurance. Found out I had to get a state license. I did that in school. So, dude, now I'm doing my finals to graduate. I'm running Relays 330. And now I am studying for my life insurance.
Well, you're also a DJ at this time too,
and and DJing and doing radio, right?
That's 5 things.
Right, 5 things all at one time. But it was like, dude, this insurance. I'm like, dude, this is crazy, bro. So, start pulling myself away. Start DJing less. Start booking less. Really take myself out of that DJ club vibe and put myself in the radio vibe because it works best for me in the image right now. But with the store, hiring more so that I could be more available.
Definitely.
Right. And through that, I mean, it was a big success. But as I grew in business over there, because life insurance has made me wise. And I know we'll probably get into like what we do and how we do it, but it's made me wise. And the wiser I got, the more I realized that Relays 330 is Relays Worldwide.
Really?
And I feel like Relays Worldwide needs to be different from where it is right now. So the best time is now. And so, dude, for the last 3-4 months, like, I don't really talk a lot about the moves. I just kind of make them. Dude, it's been crazy calls, construction, like trying to pull this out. And now we finally did it, man. We were able to close the store last week. Wow. Praise God. God did. Wow. 2 years as a sneaker store owner. And dude, I feel good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel good too,
Like,
bro.
we shut it down. So this has actually been the first week that I've been able to actually 1,000% lock into life insurance.
I bet it's been crazy.
So I just got back from Pittsburgh, dog, and I'm sitting at about 8,000 ALP for the week.
Really?
So, in our game, that's going to be a $4,000 paycheck next week. And with bonus, we get paid bonus.
Really?
And then the best part about this game is the residual income, the reoccurring income.
Talk about that.
So this is what sold me off the rip, right? So not only are they going to pay you that money up front, but they said, Maeson, you have a shoe store, right? You sell shoes? Yeah, I sell shoes. So imagine selling a shoe and I pay you up front, but I'm also going to pay you for the shoe that you sold me for the rest of my life, for the rest of your life.
No.
And then, dude, I come and buy another shoe because it's my son's birthday, and the shoes that I bought for my son are going to pay you for the rest of your life. So that's what residual income is, dude. So we hook somebody up with life insurance. We protect their family, and that family is going to make sure at the end of the day that, we're going to get paid for the rest of our lives.
Of course.
And then when I'm no longer here, that money's going to go to my children.
And then children's children and so on, correct?
And then to my whoever. So, like, you talk about generational wealth. This is generational wealth.
Like legit.
Like, this is like legit generational wealth.
The
like
definition of the word.
Bro, like, this is legit generational wealth to the point where, like, dude, that you could sell 10 policies, bro. And not only sell, but serve, bro. Like, these people need this because at the end of the day, when they die, if they don't have $15,000 waiting to just push out to a funeral home, they need this. And even if they do have it, imagine making $15,000. Did you work hard for $15,000 to die on it? You probably want to go take the family to go do something.
Of course.
You probably want to go do something on yourself.
You want to live your life.
You want to live your life. So it's like at the end of the day, that's why people get insurance because it's going to, one, lock in their age and their health at that time, but it's going to make sure down the road we're going to pay out a large sum to the family when they need it the most.
Well, plus, like with life, like you never know. It's so unpredictable. Nothing is guaranteed. Like the next minute isn't guaranteed. The next second is not guaranteed. It's such a precious thing. So yeah, I get what you're saying. In terms of like protection, you need that.
Yeah. So you could sell those 10 policies, right? And let's just say 1,000, right? Whatever. So you made 10,000 ALP. Out of that 10,000 ALP, 10 families you served, you made $5,000 in 1 week. Do you know what the average salary is of a person in the United States of America?
Like yearly?
Yearly.
Is it maybe like around 50K?
It's 53,000. If I made $5,000 a week, 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 times 12 is something, but I know it's way over 53,000. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
this is the game, and this is like the small game. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm so happy we're kind of doing this because people are wondering why I'm doing what I'm doing, how I'm moving what I'm like. We get we're securing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we're not being idiotic with it. Like, you see the hiring post I put up, like, because at the end of the day, when you start making hundreds of dollars a week or thousands of dollars a week, bro, it can really change your life in a negative way.
I feel it.
It allows you to buy things you normally weren't able to buy and do things you weren't normally able to do. And if you don't have that mind, body, spirit, and that discipline, bro, you're gonna run yourself into the dirt.
That's a big thing.
Those aren't the people I work with, bro. Like, my team, I make sure that we know how to handle the money, because a lot of us haven't even had it to begin with. Like, I've never made money like this. I've never been able to serve people on this level. Like, dude, I've sold thousands of shoes, restored tens of thousands of shoes in 7 to 10 years. But nothing is as dope and as powerful and impactful as this right here.
I bet, because not only are you making money, you're building a bunch of relationships too, which is huge and could be beneficial for you for the rest of your life.
Right.
So you mentioned you got to the agency, right? You saw everybody at work. You knew you were sold. What was it like making that first sale?
Right. So I had a rough start, and I can't wait till, I finally get enough ALP for them to interview me and ask, how I came from the start and stuff like that. But like, dude, I'm like, I was full into the store. Wow, in this, you know what I'm saying? So I had a slow start, and I started with like my friends and my family and stuff like that. So, I mean, that definitely felt good to protect them and, definitely be compensated for my work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it really hit was like probably like January of this year.
Really?
Because that's when I was finally like, I had a manager at the store, a solid manager, to where I could start spending a couple of days a week up here. And then I also had a new leadership kind of team around me, pushing me a different way. Like, you can't coach everybody the same way.
Yeah.
So it's say, okay, with Maeson, let's try a different approach. Dude, that approach was unbelievable, straight up. Because from there, dude, I was able to start working with the union members that we actually work with.
Really?
So we're a 100% union company, American Income Life, Globe Life. We own the rights to the Dallas Cowboys, America's football team.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then we're the official insurance company of the Texas Rangers.
No way. Get out of here.
Yeah. And then if we're recording this, let's actually flip it back, because we're the official insurance company of the Dallas Cowboys. And then we own the rights, forever to the Texas Rangers Stadium.
That's
out there
so
in Texas.
cool.
Yeah. So, dude, it's just unbelievable. And when I made that sale, because I didn't know the person, like, I was able to talk to somebody I didn't know, gain their trust, get them to actually protect their family, and close a deal. And the fifth thing was, bro, it was all over the phone.
No way.
I didn't have to go. Like, dude, I could sit here all day and make hundreds of thousands of dollars, bro. And that's the best part about this. You can take it wherever you go. As long as you got a computer, you got some Wi-Fi, and you got a cell phone, bro, you can do this wherever.
That's facts.
Yeah. So, working with the union members, they're the ones that, they're blue collar workers. And that's where Bernard Rappaport chose to work with them. And in 1950, he started with $20,000 of borrowed capital. And now I think we have $18.5 billion of policy money actually enforced. With about 18.5 million members within the actual company.
Wow.
So it's actually the biggest company when it comes to life insurance. We have the most policies in place nationwide. So, that definitely sold me on the opportunity, but it sold the members as well. That their union did a good job at negotiating and finding a company that could properly serve them with the best benefits ever. Them people, like, it's awesome.
So when you said you did that first sale over the phone, how long did that take?
Dude, about probably like 25, 30 minutes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, I was in and out because we have scripts. So a lot of times we try to do things our way. But if the plan was already designed, let's just run the play.
Read off the script.
Sis, all you got to do is read. If you can read and you can work, dude, you can make money.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before Simon Aries. Is that his agency, or he's just the guy at the top?
Yeah, so the name of the agency is called Aries Agencies. And they're, one of the largest, if not, I think they are number one. So let's run this back. They are the largest agency within American Income Life. Like, whenever you're talking about records getting broken in American Income Life, it's Aries Agency. Like, we're killing it. Simon's been in the game for about 16 years. But he was doing it back in the day when they had to, like, knock on the doors. Like they were going door to door.
Yeah.
This virtual sales game has changed the world, bro, because
bet.
like now I could be sitting here and close a deal and then get right back to the interview. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like actually crazy. But yeah, so he was able to grow and become one of the largest, fastest growing agencies in American income. So we follow under his footsteps. So it's like Globe Life, which is, you know, the top company, and then American Income Life, which is the one that focuses strictly on the unions, federal credit unions. And then through there, you know, it's Aries Agencies. And then, you know, here comes Maeson Green coming for the top. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Like, when did you think to like start your own agency?
When I started gaining traction on a recruitment level, like, you know, it's one thing to be able to make money. Like, yeah, that's awesome and great. But, you know, God put us here to help people. So, you know, my challenge was to myself was, how can I help other people make money? Because it's awesome and great when you have money, but when you at the top and ain't nobody else got it,
It hurts.
It hurts, bro. It sucks, bro. That's why people take themselves out the game. You see people killing themselves, taking themselves out the game. So it's like, I think that was my biggest thing. I'm like, dude, I want to help other people make money. So I started gaining traction. I've never been a flashy person. Like, dude, I'm minimal. You know, I could be a lot more loud than I am, but there's no reason to be. God has blessed me, you know, with life, and we got life. But started being a little flashy, showing a little bit what so-and-so made, what we can do for you, started flexing some expensive shoes, stuff like that. Started gaining traction. That's what people want to see. Social media, got a media team. They make me look unbelievable, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And people started becoming interested. Once I was able to get a couple guys in and help them start making money, bro, that's when I knew it was time to start the own agency. And I ended up getting my MGA contract.
What's that?
So that's the master general agent position, and that's the position of where, like, you've actually worked your way up to the top of being able to have a team. Like, you've shown that you're able to make money. You've shown that you're successfully able to help other people make money, and you're consistently doing that. And you consistently have, you know, multiple people being hired, and, you know, multiple people getting licensed, and multiple people making money. Then you get that contract. And, you know, in our game, that's like signing a major league contract, bro. If you work it the way it's supposed to be worked, it's nuts, bro. And the salaries are no cap, bro, because it's like, bro, it's no cap. You're either going to work or you're not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's one or the other.
One or the other.
How many people do you plan on like having under you when you create this agency, or when you have it, you know, in full effect?
In full effect, dude, thousands, because at the end of the day, we're talking about virtual sales, and we're hiring all 50 states, and we're going to find a way to make it work. Like, even if, you know, we're not providing insurance for people in those states, dude, we got states where we are providing insurance for, and we'll make sure those people get those licenses. So, like, at the end of the day, I know what this can do, so I'm aggressively putting energy and time and money into the hiring process, because, like, I would like to hire by the hundreds, because when we hire by the hundreds, the turnover rate is we'll probably only keep 30 to 40 of them.
Really?
Which is awesome and great, because the way that this works, dude, it tells you a lot about yourself. You know what I mean? Everybody says they want to work. Everybody says they want to get money.
But you only know until you're in that position.
They think it's funny money. Now the money is funny on Friday. But when we on Monday, Tuesday, like you mean to tell me, like, I gotta work? Like, you mean to tell me, like, I gotta call 200, 250, even 300 dials a day? Yes.
And when you're making these calls, are they like people that are like kind of on the fence, or are they new people?
So here goes the best part about it. So number one is free leads. Like,
Mm.
anywhere else you go, you're gonna have to pay for leads. That sold me. I'm like, wait, so I can build a business here for free. I've literally been building a business here for free because you get free leads. Okay, so we call the leads, and they're all the union members. They're the federal credit union members that we are contracted. We're contracted through 50,000 unions to provide them with their permanent and portable benefits. Because 31 days after they retire, quit, get fired, or leave their job, all the benefits go poof. They gone. So at the end of the day, they do the hard part for them, contract through a company like us to make sure that they get their permanent benefits, because whenever they retire, it's going to be so much more expensive, or they might not be able to qualify health-wise. You with me? So it's off your agent health. So all these people get a reply card. they send it back. Like they fill out their names, they put their family's names, their beneficiaries. They send it back, and it's through like their union. So our job is to call them, make sure we get them set up with their benefits package, get them caught up with all the other members, and get them off the phone as quickly as possible because we know how busy they are.
You got to go.
Right,
Quick.
right.
How many people do you think like successful sales do you have out of those 200 to 250 to 300 a day?
Right.
On average.
So you got to think. So the way that our process goes, and I love that we're talking about this because the media team gonna do something stupid with this.
I'm ready.
So the way that it goes is it's gonna go phone calls, right, to then appointment set, okay, and then it's gonna be appointment set to what is called presentations.
What are the presentations?
So when you set an appointment, you're going to meet with that person, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna present them with their permanent and portable benefits through their union.
I see.
Right. Now, a lot of times how I've had a lot of success, I bypass the appointment part. If I can get you on the phone, you're probably home, you're probably available to do it right now. Let's just do it right now. But some people are working, so we go calls, appointments, presentations, then referrals, right? Because all salespeople, like if you're a boss in sales, bro, you know how to get money.
Of course.
So that means before I even get to the money, I'm going to get to the money. So I'm going to talk to you. Hey, so you got some people around the family, little young kids. Okay, we got some child safe kits for. I'm going to make sure we hook you guys up. Is that your niece, you said? Oh, okay, that's your daughter? Okay, perfect. What's the mom's name? Perfect. I'm going to make sure we get this sent. Oh, I'm going to send her a will too, just like I'm going to send you one. That way, both of you guys are good. God forbid something were to happen. Let them know I'll be reaching out, okay? Your beneficiary's name was this? Oh, okay. What's a good contact number for them? Okay, let them know I'll be reaching out because I need a verbal confirmation that boom, 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 boom. You follow what I'm saying? Oh, you want your dad on here? Oh, boom, boom, boom. So then after that, after I collect my referrals, then we get the sales. Because from there, I'm going to show them the program. And from there is 1 out of every 3. So that means out of every 3 people I talk to and I present with, we'll probably sell 1 out of 3.
That's a 33% success
That's the
rate.
company average right there.
Wow.
Yeah, company average. And it's crazy. Like today I went 2 for 3. So, I mean, that just goes to show,
there you go.
Company average. But the key is to get the presentations, get the sits in. But, sometimes people will get in the game and then they'll get to that point and they skip the most important part. Like, what do you think was the most important part of the 5 pillars I just said?
I would assume you have to really explain it in full detail, right?
Dude, that's just, and that's what most people are going to say.
Yeah.
Dude, the key is the referrals, dog.
Really?
The referrals, because here goes the thing. I could explain all of that to you, and you could not give a shit. You could have something else that you don't want to believe is as good, or you want to believe is better than ours, and it's not. You can just not be interested at all, or you can just, whatever the case may be, not qualify.
So
medically.
All right, so what's in the referral?
Dude, we got the first name, last name, and the phone number. So then we got a book of business and a book of leads built out of the leads. Leads are referrals. People think that the leads are sales. And this is like this is some game, bro. People think that leads are sales, bro. Leads are referrals. Referrals are sales.
I see.
Now, if you sell a lead, you're blessed. Good job. But if you think that and you stop right there and you can sit like, bro, if you don't sell the referrals, bro, you're not in business, dog. Like you're just trying to survive.
If you sell a lead, is that rare?
No.
Really?
No, you're supposed to sell the leads, but what I'm saying, how I've been able to be successful,
I see,
is because I got leads and referrals. What happens when you go through that whole list, and dude, you don't get what you need out of it. You're only able to make X amount of ALP or whatever the case may be, and then you complaining and BSing about how I don't got no leads or they da this when. The dude that just wrote 20,000 is over there with a notebook with a bunch of referrals because he cares about his business.
Yeah.
He's in business by himself, or he's in business for himself, but not by himself.
Yeah.
So that means if you're for yourself, you need to make sure you never, bro, don't embody the role of a victim, bro. Blame yourself always, bro. Even when it makes sense not to blame yourself, bro, blame yourself.
And that's the frustrating thing about growing up today and being just trying to come up for whatever you're trying to do in today's society. We'll call it if victimhood is typically right now it's rewarded for some reason. Why do you think that's the case?
Because people, they want to feel sorry for themselves. And I mean, that's fine. Like, we need people to feel sorry for themselves because it allows the ratio to people going hard to allow them to receive the success that they're receiving.
Of course.
I can't answer that question because, like, bro, I'm not a victim, bro. Like, anything that has happened to me, bro, I plan to take full ownership over it, whether it was my fault or not. Reason being is because, like, bro, you need to look in the mirror, and it's always something that you could have did. It's all psychology, bro. Like, you got in that position for a reason. Like, even if it wasn't your fault, well, why did you go to Walmart that day? Like, did you really have to go to Walmart today for this to go? Like, you don't know. Like, analyze yourself and grow from that experience. That's all I'm saying.
Our day-to-day lives, do they consist of, like, I would like to say thousands of decisions, even like simple body movements to like, what am I going to eat this morning? Like, we don't realize how much this stuff could like shape our entire lives.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Going back all the way to when you said you would like making money restoring shoes at lunch, right? I register with you on that level. When I was probably in second grade, I started selling snacks to my friends. Yeah,
that's fine.
I was able to buy LeBrons from it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the hustle, and it's good to see people obviously like you that are like self-motivated and they're about it and they're truly about it, and they just go hard.
Right, bro. It's just a over my dead body mentality. Like, I saw my mom literally suffer at the lowest level. Like, I've had several doctors tell me that my mom wouldn't be here past a certain day, and she was there smiling, doing good and stuff. So at the end of the day, I feel like there's no pain I'll ever bear unless I'm literally on my deathbed. That'll be as bad as what she, went through. And at the end of the day, she wanted to do a lot of stuff she couldn't do. So I feel like it's selfish of me to not push to the highest level possible.
Where do you think that came from? Like, you, just that mindset? Because you have like an unbreakable mindset. I would say just being here for like the last half an hour, however long you've been here, it's like you can feel it. It's real.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just seeing her like go through that, man. Like, I remember the day she had planned a day to hang out with me. And it was going to be my birthday. And I remember I got home and she was saying, "Hey, Mom, Munch, we got to go to the hospital because they just called me. Something might be going on." And that was the day that they diagnosed my mom with cancer again. But I just remember how she always still had a smile, dude. Like, no matter what. And she was, how the parents, they don't never want you to know what's going on and stuff.
Never.
Yeah, and they're not going to keep it real with you, even though no matter what, hey, Mom, I need you to tell me what's going on. Still not, but like I could feel it, and just to see her always moving and not really have an excuse, still going to get her nails done with oxygen. Like, she literally would drive herself or I would drive her and we would go in there and get her, like, just still pushing, never stopped her motor, like wanted to go back to work after having cancer 2 times. Like, who wants to do that? My mom did, and I feel like just her with that motor, and then also seeing my dad grind when she was in the hospital, putting food on the table for me and my brother. That's nuts. You taking your kids to school, then you leave for work, and then after work you pick your kids up from practice, and then you go see the wife, and then you repeat it all. A family's full of grinders, dog.
Yeah.
But not it's a different type of grind. Like, it's like real. That's why I say over my dead body. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, life or death type.
I agree. It's really important to have those that support structure in your family, the role models to show you what hard work is, because some people aren't fortunate enough to have, one parent, let alone both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was
Super blessed.
Yeah, exactly. I was blessed. My dad was in a car accident when he was like 20s, like early 20s.
Wow.
It was overseas. He was in the Air Force in Japan, and what ended up happening, he was in a coma for 10 days.
Oh, wow.
They flew him to like California. He woke up in California in the hospital, and he couldn't do anything. He had a traumatic brain injury.
Wow.
So like literally they had to teach him how to eat, walk,
all
like talk, everything again. And so through that, seeing him, like, we didn't really understand like what was happening, like when we were young or whatever. But my dad he was hardly home. He was either in school again, because he was in school previously before he went to the Air Force. So he was doing that, and then his goal was to become something like a physical therapist.
Oh, cool.
And so he was working in a hospital like around Canton. I forget the exact town. Might have been in Kent, but he was going back and forth,
Right.
and just grinding. He had like somebody, he couldn't take notes because he was disabled. So he had somebody taking his notes. It was like a bunch of like special stuff that he needed because he couldn't like physically function like as a normal person.
Right.
Back then, he really couldn't talk.
Wow.
Just seeing videos and stuff like that, it wasn't. It was I don't even know what to say, like regular, like the age that you could compare.
Yeah.
But he went through all that, and then he was working at this halfway house, like to finish it up. And something happened where one of the people got in a fight with him, and he had to defend himself.
Yeah, he had to. No
they
choice.
ended up failing him.
Wow.
And so he had to. It was like rock bottom.
Yeah.
And on top of that, my mom, the way like that it happened was they were kind of like banking off that. So then he didn't have a job for a little bit.
It's hard,
so
man. Hard.
there's student debt.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And then what happened was it was like this thing where they kind of kept it hidden from us. And like you said, parents, they want you to
they want you to
believe
know.
everything's
They want you to be
okay.
okay.
Yeah. But my dad continued to grind.
Wow.
Through that, he was able to, obviously improve his speech.
Fire.
He's worked his way up to a position now where he earns a lot more money than he did.
Come on. Yeah,
and
come on, Dad.
he just continues to push to improve his life.
That's fine.
My mom, same thing. She was there. It didn't look like bad things were happening at the time, because
Right.
she was the leader. She was at home. She was raising us. So like, I really think it's important, like you said, to have this support structure,
You
to
have
have
to.
these role models.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for anybody that didn't grow up with anybody like that.
Yeah, you just got to find somebody. Like, I know a lot of people that have role models that aren't their parents, you know, that are, mentors, and sometimes people come into your lives for different reasons. Like, a lot of times, like, people's parents are great mentors to a certain point. And it's like, I treat that as take advice from people you want to trade places with. So if you don't see yourself being able to trade places with that parent or with that person, just due to their lack of experience or lack of knowledge in what you're actually trying to get educated in, it's okay to go seek knowledge elsewhere, because it's like, now when I want to tap into my faith, I got these three people. When I want to tap into my body and my diet, I got three people. When I want to tap into this. So I think it takes a village. And even if you do have the blessing of having a parent, it would probably end up being, more than a parent to actually shape and guide you.
100%.
Yeah.
I obviously, you said earlier you want to help people.
Right.
And we come from an area. I was born in Youngstown. I currently, live in the suburbs. But it's not. How do I say? There's a lot of crime.
Right.
And I've gone through like a bunch of ways in my head of like how you could solve it, but I don't know like a way that you could exactly like pinpoint how to solve it. How do you think, like, what would one of the contributing factors be, do you think, to like solve crime or at least help decrease it in our area?
I feel like at the end of the day, it's just like asking who shot Tupac.
Yeah.
And I hate
it's hard.
And I say that just because at the end of the day, of course there's a lot of crime in Youngstown. There's a lot of crime other places, and the fact that Youngstown is so condensed, the amount of crime is what rises the alert of there being crime in Youngstown. But I mean, let's be honest, I travel all over, and there's crime a lot of places too. Like,
exactly.
That doesn't even make the news. Like, cops get killed in New York almost every single day, and it don't make the news because
Chicago,
Chi-Town, just was down there as well, and people, it's crazy. But I think in the city, man, it just comes down to love, peace, prosperity. Like, dude, I am love, I am the light, because God did. In any situation with me, is God did. So I try to not even put myself in situations where God doesn't.
yeah. I feel that.
Like at the end of the day, like the method is God did. So whatever is God is going to do, we want to try to live and model our lives as close to Him. Of course, we fall short of what He would want, but at the end of the day, as long as we keep ourselves safe and rooted, we should be good. So I try not to even involve myself in them situations, because you don't know what somebody did to somebody, what they said to somebody. And if that was you probably act a certain way too. So, I mean, I just try to stay out of all that.
I got you. Yeah. And hey, listen, I don't blame you. That's
I mean,
a smart option.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you solve it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You mentioned maybe a minute ago you've been to New York, you've been to Chicago. Is that through like Aries Agencies?
Right. So part through Aries and then part through just Maeson Green being the entrepreneur. At the end of the day, we can work anywhere we want to. Like I said, as long as you have that laptop, you have that Wi-Fi, and you have that cell phone, and then also the script. Dude, you can work for anywhere. Like you can work from the beach, dude. You can work from like the craziest place I probably worked from was Chi-Town. I went over to the park. I was on the lake and closed a deal. I've closed deals in the car on the way to the airport. I've closed deals like, dude, everywhere. You know what I mean? So I actually just sat on a deal when I got back in Youngstown. I went to my dad's crib. I'm like, hey, I got to run this appointment real quick. Didn't get a chance to lock her in, but it's okay. We'll get her next time.
Exactly.
But yeah, dude, I kind of just knew. And your question was what again? I'm trying to remember.
Basically, like, did you go to these places on like
Oh
behalf
yeah,
of
on
Aries?
business. Oh yeah. So like when I went to Chicago, obviously, shout out my dog Tristan. That was a dope trip. It was part business, part wedding. So I went out there for a wedding. That was awesome. Congrats, James and Claire, for their getting married.
Congrats.
But the office was out in Chicago, and I went out with Tristan. Tristan's one of the young studs that I was watching in college, and trying to like look at him and say, man, I want to do what he's doing one day. For real, like he got me through my entire college career because at this point I'm looking through Simon, and Simon's got him like this, like, hey, Tristan's the next dog. He's gonna make $1 million. This, and I just saw Tristan literally make millions. He's a young buck now who is a state general agent, like literally up there with the big dogs.
Oh wow!
He was Simon's first official partner, so they
Really?
opened up Aries the Labic in Chicago. So I went down to the office because AIL is AIL, but bro, Aries Agencies is Aries Agencies. Like, dude, wherever you go, it's the same vibe. So I walked in the Chicago office, went there, sat down, dapped up the people. I'm like, hey, it's finally good to see you in person. I saw you on Zoom, whatever, and then sat down, got to work, closed deals. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
How many like I guess offices do they have all around the country?
Right. So I don't want to be quoted on this, but I believe it's about 26 offices in about 13 different states. Like, you know, Aries is moving, man. And then a boatload of satellite offices as well. And it's kicking, and it's one of the fastest growing, if not the fastest growing in American, fastest growing agency in American Income Life. Like, dude, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of them.
Breaking
I've seen them a bunch. Exactly, breaking records. I see Simon all the time on social media with the reels. They're popping. I see that page continuing to grow.
Reels popping.
They're obviously doing the right thing for sure.
Shout out the team, man.
Now I'm really curious. I've been curious and I just wanted to wait a little bit of time.
Right.
Just let the conversation flow.
Right.
Can you take me in the process, like how you make a sale?
Right, for sure. So I'm gonna read the script.
Read the script. I don't care.
Yeah,
I want to know.
yeah.
I want everybody else to know.
Yeah. So like, you know, if you guys ever came and worked with me, I think that the biggest thing is like, dude, you just got to be a hustler because the job is super simple. Is it easy, bro? Hell no. But it's very, very simple. What it takes though is grind. You have to consistently do the same thing over and over again with no emotional attachment to the result at all. Once you start getting attached to the result, you start playing yourself, whether it's positive or negative. If you're having success and you're getting attached to the success, bro, you're going to stop making money. If you're not making money and you're attached to the fact that you're not making any money, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
So get attached to the result of like just the work. And I feel like if you come in and you do the work, bro, you can do this. And it's just a numbers game. So people don't want to do the work. You got to make the dials. Like, to me, I say it's a no game. So the more people that tell me no, or the more people that tell me yes. And that's what keeps me pushing. I don't care if I made 10 grand one week or literally 500 one week. I'm trying to get told no the most. And there's times I literally ask somebody like, how many times you get told no this week? And if they got told no more times than me, they probably going to make more than I did. And I probably not working as hard as they're working. Like, that's the key. Like, the more people that tell you no is the more people that tell you yes, because it's just a numbers game. But you have to be mentally and physically okay with being told no. A lot of people aren't. They don't like they're used to being the top dog. I recruit lots of athletes, recruit lots of military people that are used to the locker room feel, right? Super strong when they come in, but they used to being the top dog. And when this knocks you down to your knees, bro,
You get that ego death.
it shows you what's happening in here. So if you come in egoless, here goes how you can make a sale. You can like, go through and read the script exactly how it is. And then what happens is whenever they give you a rebuttal, because not everything's going to be easy. Let's just keep it real. We actually have a script for that too.
Really?
So when somebody tells you something, it's already here. Yeah. I understand Joe and Mary. So boom, 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 boom. And then you get back to the script.
Huh.
And then, okay, so which one do we want to get locked in today? Because any of these options are going to do that. The key is to just lock in your agent help. And as long as we start with something today, we'll be fine. So which one did you want to go with? Which one's the most comfortable?
I see.
Oh, we got to reduce down a little bit? Not a problem. So what I'll actually do, and here goes my last pitch that wins every time. The last pitch is going to be that COVID relief plan, okay? So we put this in place for the people that like drastically got hit during COVID. Was COVID hard on your income? Oh, yeah, it was pretty hard. Okay, so what we got is just honestly members are setting aside that $1 a day. So it's going to be that $30 a month, but it's going to lock in your agent health. Because let me ask you this, Joe and Mary, do you guys think down the road we're going to be making more money or less money? Right, yeah, probably more money, right? So whenever you get more money and you start making more and you become more valuable and you get that house that you always wanted and you buy that dream car, you go ahead and give me a call and we'll just upgrade it to the gold or platinum that you already wanted. So, but for this, who would you want the money going to? I just lock them in from there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Who do you want the money going to, bro? Sign, seal, deliver.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's over. It's over.
So you basically you follow the script. You might have to deviate, go a little bit off play, but then you come back to it, and it usually works every time.
Right, and then also like this is like sales is you, bro. Like once it's 90% you, 10% product. Like my mentor Justin Adams told me that like sales is literally you. So at the end of the day, like you have to make sure you are good. Make sure your hygiene is cool. Make sure your mind, body, and spirit, Simon always preaches, is fine. Because at the end of the day, we got the best damn product in the world, dude. We pay out funerals in 48 hours. Not a single company does that in the United States.
Oh, wow.
They don't do that.
Wow.
So we're paying out your funeral in 48 hours and the rest of the family in 72. So that 10% product is already taken care of. All you got to do is focus on your mind, body, and spirit. Take your ego out, put yourself at the bottom on purpose, and get yourself together. And read that paper with no ego and trust it. Like I have on top of my script, this script is going to make me a millionaire by 24. And I just read the script because, I mean, my words ain't going to make me, this script is going to.
Exactly.
So it's very simple, but you just got to put in the work. And then, I'm not trying to scare nobody. I just like to keep it real. Like, and even if you want that reality check, like if you think you got it and you don't, like that's fine. Like we could still have lunch and stuff. But if you want to see if it's for you, man, I'd love to have you. But if you're listening to this and you're like, man, he's a dog, I'm a dog, or man, he's a wimp, I could work harder than him, come work with me, come show me. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I'll show you how to make money. And at the end of the day, if you can show me how to make money in this game, I'm learning. Like whoever's got the best method, that's the thing. Like I've totally removed my ego, right? So I don't care if you got the best method, anybody like producer, he's cool.
You're willing to work.
I'm willing to work. Whoever I want to win, like, and that's what's kind of taking me to the next level in the insurance game. I went from surviving because I had a store. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So surviving, having enough premium to make sure that I can make my managers happy and this and that. To wanting to win, dog. Like, dude, I'm coming for the top. Like, I'm asking the people at the top, like, hey, how much y'all at this week? Oh, okay. And then I get back in the office. Boom, 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 boom. Like, bro, it's been a grind this week, dog. It's been a grind, bro.
What's like, without giving too much away,
Right.
what's like some of the stuff that you've done just in this week, say?
In terms of
Like the grind, the work.
the work, I mean, dude, being the first one at the office every single day, like that's something like I take pride in.
What time do you typically get to the office on like a typical work day?
Meet me there.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I see.
You know what I mean? But dude, I'm making sure I'm consistently one of the first people at the office. And one thing that I consistently try to do, this is a push month right now, so we're going for a record. I think 4 or 5 million as an agency. We're
Really?
gonna crush it too.
That's awesome.
And we're going for over 100 million in the next 5-6 years as an agency as well. But right now during the push months, I'm being the first person at the office. Trying to leave very minimal times. A lot of people, they want to go to the gym during the day. They want to go and grab lunch here. Right now, I'm trying to like do DoorDash. Next week, I think I'm going to try meal prep because what happens is I've been eating a lot of like food that hasn't been good for me just from conveniency. So I'm going to try like meal prep. That way I can get the food faster. So being locked in the most You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Being the first one there, being one of the last people to leave, like, dude, I'm typically always the last person to leave the office. And then also hearing people like, the people around me from my clique, kind of saying like, hey, man, you're at that office a lot. Like, dude, anytime they say that, guess what? I spend another 20 minutes at the office. Like, dude, I want to be like, I want to be known for like, dude, Maeson didn't leave the office because you got to think, dude, I used to sleep at relays, bro, some nights. Like, dude, I was grinding, like, bro, like, I used to sleep at relays some nights, bro. So, like, bro, this ain't, like, people don't know what I had to do to get that.
You've come a far way.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's very, very doable. And the only reason it doesn't get done is if I don't want to do it, but I do.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
awesome.
go through that. So just being there the longest, putting in the most work, getting the most dials. I try to crush my team in dials every single day.
What define dials? What do you mean by
phone
dials?
calls?
Okay, just
So,
making sure.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I'm trying to have the most phone calls, and if I can have the most phone calls, I want to have the most presentations. Because if you have the most phone calls, you have the most presentations. If you have the most presentations, you probably made the most phone calls. But either way, money. You know what I'm saying?
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
I saw one of your shorts, and I just thought it was so important, especially with what you're in sales. You mentioned like it's important to have a nice car, it's important to have a nice suit, and just present yourself. How important do you think that is?
Man, it's super, super important. Like, that's why, like, never in my life, bro, would I wanted to invest money into a media team, ever. But I mean, this is 2022, bro. You gotta have it.
Exactly.
Like, bro, like, I wish now I could afford to have a cameraman with me everywhere I go. And that's the goal, to put somebody on salary besides me pissing and sitting and eating. You know what I mean? Like, having somebody following. Because it's like, at the end of the day, bro, like, the life that we live is so crazy, bro. And the content, the reason why I think it's grown is because it's just me being me.
Yeah.
They're able to capture those moments and stuff like that. So, I feel like the presentation is everything. In 2022, I haven't bought any suits recently. You see me always in the suits. Like, I think I got enough for now. And I realized that at the end of the day, me investing into the media team is my new 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because I'm traveling. You know what I mean? I'm traveling, dude. When I'm out and about, I tell somebody, like, whether I'm hitting them, and it's crazy, I can hit people with different angles. I see your vibe, so I might hit him with the DJ Maze Phase vibe, or I might hit him with the, oh, nice kicks. I got a shoe store, or I may hit him with the, oh, you like getting money, dude? Come join my team, dude. We're making thousands of dollars every single week. It just depends on how I'm actually like hitting those people. But like, dude, it's just so important to have a good image, because the first thing that they say is, hey, what's your Instagram? When they look at my Instagram, it's gotta look, bro, it's gotta look unbelievable. If it don't, bro, it's over. Everything I said was, even if it was true, it was not true in their head, and they're never gonna hit me up. But if they go in there and they see professionally made reels with like my funnel there, that's gonna be nice and easy for them to go and apply. That's getting ready to come out. MasonGreen.com. The media team's finishing it right now. Like, stuff like that, it makes you more official, bro. You gotta have a good image, no matter what. You always gotta look good. You gotta dress nice. I'm not saying you gotta spend paper. I ain't say that.
But there's places that you could go where you could get discounted clothing, and it looks phenomenal.
Bro, you just gotta make it happen, bro.
Exactly.
I'm a firm believer of, if you want to make it happen, you'll find a way to make it happen. Like, I don't understand when people say like, I can't. Like, because the first I can, bro, is the library. You remember the parents used to say that? But like, really, if you don't got no direction in the world, go to the library and talk to the librarian and just see what she got to say. Yeah. Start there. And then move. You know what I'm saying? Because like, the people, they just not educated, and they're not seeking education in the right place. They don't know where to go.
It's crazy. Even if you don't want to necessarily move or go to the library, you could go on the internet. You go down a YouTube rabbit hole. Literally anything you could watch and learn about. Literally anything. Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's so crazy. People don't often take advantage of the internet for what it is, man.
Oh, man, Google, like, I'm like, Google's made me a professional. Like, when somebody's telling me, like, I remember when I was new in the game. They said, "Oh, are you taking any medications?" Yeah, metformin. I said, "Okay, metformin. Yeah." You said, "You're taking metformin, right?" Dude, I'm already Googling that. I said, "Oh, so you got type 2 diabetes?" Yeah, I got type 2. Okay. So, are you taking 500 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams? Oh, 500? Okay, perfect. Like, dude, like,
Without the internet, you wouldn't have that
No,
conversational
dude, like,
piece.
Just make it like, bro. At the end of the day, like they want to know that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And Google is so easy, bro.
And dude, like you never know, that could have contributed to a sale.
It
You know what I
does.
mean? Because it's like it's
It's
a little bit
trust.
more personal.
Yeah, they want to trust you.
Exactly. Where can everybody find you on social media? And where can they find that website when it hits?
Cool. So at social media, very, very simple. At Maeson Green, MaesonGreen. And then the website will be right in the bio. And I mean, you could just type it in MaesonGreen.com, MaesonGreen. For anybody that wants to work with me, because dude, you see that thing I posted on Snap? Now before that, how many snaps have you seen? I kind of fell off the grid.
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
Right, I fell off the grid. I did that on purpose, just to kind of get everything that I needed together. Then we hit him with that, dude. That posted like 1,300, and I had after work yesterday or the day before, I had 80 swipe ups.
Really?
So 80 people inquiring to work. So we got the media team working fast on the website because it was almost done, but now it needs to be done. So it should be done by tonight or tomorrow. And then people are going to be able to go and click that link, be able to apply, and the team will reach out. We'll get an interview, make sure we get them licensed, and then, be able to start the process.
Bet. That's awesome, man. All right, everybody. Maeson Green, episode 28. I hope you enjoyed it. A highly intelligent guy, highly motivated guy, and wears a bunch of hats. So I just appreciate you for coming on, man. And, it's been a good time.
Man, it's been a great time. Thank you for having me, Luke.